Well, good morning and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Saturday, August 28th, the 21st Saturday of Ordinary Time, and it is the feast day of St. Augustine, um, whose mother, St. Monica, we venerated yesterday. St. Augustine is her son who converted, and he, after his years of, after St. Monica's 17 years of prayer and his conversion, and his humility and zeal for the Lord, once he had that conversion, he became one of the most impactful bishops and philosophers of the church. And that, in fact, where he is considered one of the doctors of the church. And he was around during the late 4th, early 5th century as they were building the Latin church, really, in Rome, where things were really getting going. Anyway, he is the patron saint of brewers and theologians. So, those are two great things. Today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. It will be as when a man who was going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received 5 talents went and traded them and made another 5. Likewise the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy. Then the one who had received 2 talents also came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you are faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy. Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back. His master said to him in reply, You wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant and gather where I did not scatter? Should you not then have put my money in the bank so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw his useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. All right, I think it's important to note that whenever he's talking about, anytime you hear in Scripture and he's talking about riches, he's not talking about monetary means. The Lord is talking about rich in spirit, rich in faith, rich in livelihood, rich in peace, and all that non-tangible stuff that we all seek. So I want to throw that out there. Before I did the word among us reflection here, in which it says, You are faithful in small matters. Bigger is better, or so they say. We want big cars, big homes, big money. We want to be seen as a big deal. Even today's parable seems to support this blessedness of more. We aspire to be the servant who receives 10 talents, or at least the 5. We want to make a big return and garner praise from other people, just as the productive servants received honor from the king. The parable says to say that big results please God. But is that really what Jesus is saying? Let's take a closer look. Matthew sandwiches this story between 2 parables about the second coming. The first praises the wise virgins who were ready, their lamps filled with oil when the bridegroom arrived. The second compares the sheep and the goats, who are judged on the basis of their care for the least ones. And between these two sits the parable of a king who praises his industrious servants. Since you are faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. The wise virgins didn't do anything particularly impressive. They just brought along their flasks of oil. The sheep seemed surprised to know what their works of mercy mattered, to know that their works of mercy mattered so much. And although the servant's profits pleased him, the king would have been content with mere interest at the bank. In all three cases, it wasn't about the size of the task or the amount of the return. The king cared about faithfulness. Small, insignificant, even hidden things pleased him, and they pleased Jesus too. Not many of us can do big things for God, but we can do small things. God sees even our tiniest efforts, and he values our faithfulness in doing them well. Jesus praised the poor widow who gave 2 coins. He saw her heart, her faith, and her faithfulness, and he sees yours. He sees the prayers you lift up when nobody is looking, the dishes you wash for the 100th time, your early morning commute to provide for your family, your phone call to your elderly parents. He promises, you are faithful in small matters. Come, share your master's joy. Lord, help me to be faithful in the small things today. All right. There we go. Have a great day. God bless, and keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit, amen.